Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to learn 3 steps on how to extract coordinates from the vertices of a polygon that's a single polygon or a multi-polygon that is a shapefile like what you are seeing right now. So what you're currently looking at is the shapefile of Ghana with the districts in it. So this is an example of a multi-polygon. So what we'll be doing is we'll be learning how to extract the coordinates of every individual polygon inside our Ghana shapefile. Okay. So those 3 steps, we are going to start from the hardest, which really isn't that hard, to the laziest. Buckle up and let's get down to it. Okay. So the first way to extract the coordinates of the vertices of a polygon is you need to first open our processing toolbar. So on your menu, on your menu bar, on the toolbar, you click on the toolbox. When you click on the toolbox, your processing toolbar is opened up. In the search bar, you type field calculator. So as you can see, field calculator isn't recently used because I tried the expression I'm about to teach you guys before I started the video. So you double click on the field calculator and then you have a pop-up. In the input layer, we choose the layer of our choice. Since we just have one layer we are working with, so we don't have to choose anything. But if you had 2 or more layers in your layer panel, you would have to choose between how many layers you had, which ones you wanted to work with. In the field name, we can name our field vertices coordinates. Right. In the result field type, that's the type of our the field name of the field vertices coordinate. What type is it going to be in? The result of the output in our field is going to be in a string format. In some versions of QGIS, instead of string, you might see string list. So if you see string list in your options, you choose that one. If you don't see that, you just pick the string. You leave the field length empty, you leave the field position also empty. So in the expression text area, you just copy and paste the expression. I will be going through what each line in the expression means very soon. So for now, you just copy the expression. You'll find the expression down the description below. Attached to that will be a PowerPoint presentation of the explanation of this particular expression, every line of this particular expression that you might want to revisit in a later time. In the preview, in order to know that you are right, in the preview we can see what our output would be. As we can see, the output is a string, right? It's a string of coordinates. 803 to this, right? So the coordinates that we have as our output is in the CRC, that's the coordinate reference system of our layer. So when we scroll up to the input layer, you can see that our CRC, which is our coordinate reference system, is in 32630. That is a WGS 84 30 north. This particular coordinate system is used for the western part of Europe and then some part of West Africa. That is Ghana. Okay, so we can see our preview, which tells us that we are on the right track. When it comes to the temporary layer, we can create a permanent layer and we can save it in a particular place in our computer, right? But if you don't want to do that, if you want to just create a temporary layer, the name of the layer, the default name of the layer will be called calculated. Right, you can change that after. So we'll click on run to run our expression, and then as you can see, a new layer has been created in our layers panel called calculated. You can rename the layer to whatever you want. So in order to see our results, we go to open attribute table, and then we scroll to the end, and then at the very end we can find a field name called vertices coordinates, right? And in our vertices coordinates so what you can see right now, what you're seeing right now, are the coordinates of the vertices for each and every district in our Ghana layout, our Ghana shapefile. So this in particular is for Boko district, Boko East district. So these are coordinates for that. Usually you would want to save your output shapefile layer into a CSV format, maybe because you want to do something with it. So if you want to do that, you just right click on the layer. That will be our calculated layer. We export it. You click on export. You click on save feature as, and then in the format you choose the format of your choice. So in this case it will be CSV, comma separated value. You select where on your system you want to save it, and then OK to do that. So that's it for the first way of extracting coordinates. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys step by step through what the expression meant. So we are going to go line by line, and then understand what each and every line in our expression that we just copy and pasted in our expression text area means. So we'll be moving to the PowerPoint. Okay, so this is our expression. This is the expression that we copy and pasted. The first line in our expression is area to string. So what it does is that it converts array to string. What it does is it converts our array or our list into a string, right? Okay, so the next part of next line in our expression, that's array for each. So what it does is that it sort of loops through it loops through each element in the array, and the reason why it does that is because the next line creates sort of a list of geometry with numbers attached to it. So for when we take Boko in particular, when we take the Boko district in particular, Boko district has a number of vertices, right? Has a lot of vertices. So this actually creates the number of vertices with numbers attached to it. So we have numbers, the vertices, right? And then the array for each sort of loops through that. Then the x points, this line in the expression, x points geometry element for each vertices that we are looping through generates the x coordinates of that vertices, and then the y points and generates the y coordinates for the vertices. And then this line in our expression sort of concatenates them, right? It concatenates, meaning it sort of combines them with a space in between. So you have a result like this. So you have the x coordinates and then the y coordinates separated by an empty space. So that's just the gist of what this expression does. That's the gist of what this expression does. So we can summarize what we learned by this expression. Is one, we create a series of numbers. A series of numbers is generated for each vertices of the polygon to each number in the series, for each number in the series, we sort of generate or we create the x. We calculate. Sorry. For each number in the series, we get its x and y coordinates. Right. The next thing we do is that we sort of combine the x and y coordinates with the space in between them to make them human readable. Right. And then the next thing is that we sort of we convert the array into a string, right? So right now, because if the vertices are more than 2 or more than 1, then they will have 2 of x and y. So we have it like x1, y1, x2, y2, right? So they will be in an array format, and we will convert from the array format into a string format. So then our final output will be something like this: x1, y1, x2, y2, x and yn. So that is the way our output formula, our output coordinates will look like. Yeah. So going back to this expression, we are starting from here. The expression usually starts from here. So this generates the series. This loops through the series, right? And then the x part converts to x-axis, the y part converts to a y-axis, and then this operator, the pipe operator, sort of concatenate them or adds them and creates a space between them, right? And then at the end of the day, we have an array, and then this particular expression then converts the array to a string. So that's just that is a simple explanation of what this expression does. So you can look through the PowerPoint and then you can read. Sort of whenever you forget, you can look through and then you can refresh yourself on it. Yeah, so that would do for the first way of extracting the coordinate of a vertex of a polygon. The next one is going to be way simpler. The expression for the next one is going to be way simpler. So yeah, stick with me.